Welcome, guys, to another video from Hex and or Rashad, whichever one you prefer to call me. But today we're actually going to be checking out who are the best written characters in High School DxD. So just before we actually fully dive into this, I want you guys to know that what we're actually going to be doing here with High School DxD. Oh my gosh, I'm choking up already because I'm already scared about what everyone's going to say to me. No, but in all seriousness, today we're actually going to be judging these characters by how well they fit into just the narrative of High School DxD in general. We're going to be looking at these characters and figuring out where we kind of feel they are as characters and how much depth and layers they have to them. So with that, being said, let's hop right into it. So we're starting with Loki, and Loki, not a bad character. Loki's a character that was inserted in season 3, and he played his part. He played his role. We didn't like him. We don't like him. He caused more trouble than what he is worth. And I know there's a little bit extra there with some of that original content. So whenever I look at Loki, he's a character that I didn't like. He's a character that was strong. He was cool to see on screen doing some of the action, and I love lore. I love lore, mythology. Roman, Greek and or Roman. Loki's in both. So I'm going to give him a B. If there's something that comes up later, we'll see if I switch him around a little bit. So next up is Kiba. Kiba. I actually really like Kiba. I can't give Kiba, I could give Kiba an S tier, and that's because you look at the arc from season 2, and that arc was really good for his character. It showed exactly why he is who he is, and the grudge he had from the past, and all his fellow orphanage members getting used, right? So I got to give Kiba at least an A. Honestly, I'm just gonna bump that up to an S. I think Kiba is a great character, and what they did with his character was really cool in season 2. But now, Tanin, I can't give Tanin an S, but I can give him an A. He plays a nice role in the story with Issei, training him. Really good voice actor, really. So, that may elevate his character. But he does have a really cool-ass persona, so he's a likable character. Tanin actually has some lore to him as well. Once again, sucker for lore. He doesn't have any depth, though. We don't really necessarily know his whole character story, but we know a little bit about him. Next up is Ravel Phoenix. Where to put you? Where to put you? C, to be honest with you, she's probably really mediocre character in terms of what she is. She's not really characterized in a great light. She's a character that I do like, and I think she has a lot of potential. So that's why, whenever I heard some things about her in the future being more incorporated around Issei and stuff like that, I was really actually genuinely excited about all of that. So moving on to Sarah Org. Sarah Org's a great character. He is a terrific character in the High School DxD realm and in a tier list that's just among High School DxD characters. I think Sarah Org is someone that he has to sit either A or S. He's a cool-ass character. You love him. But since I wish I did know a little bit more about just him in general, and I can't remember season 4, and I think season 4 actually did go over this more, especially with his mother and so on and so forth. I think it's only right, since I do know they went over it and it did add a lot of depth, but I don't remember Ash crystal clearly, that we do give Sarah Org an S. I think I know it was looking like an A there, but the more I thought about it, I think it's only right to give him an S. So look at this guy. It's Shithead. Shithead. I don't like Shithead. He makes a cool villain, but I can't say he's the best villain per se. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a B. I think the whole Ozzy thing was awesome. I think the whole him being a nuisance it pissed Issei off. So if you piss Issei off, you're pissing me off, and you're pissing you off. So, maybe he should be higher than this, but I just like him at the B tier. Honestly, I really want to put him in the C tier. So moving on. I cannot necessarily remember her name exactly, but she was a character who belongs in a special tier. I haven't mentioned it. You've probably seen it on the screen, but she belongs. She belongs in the but they are who they are tier. typically in these shows, we have, some kind of characters that typically have some kind of trope, and maybe they're a little perverts, you know what I mean? Maybe they are. And then you get a girl that's the same way. And sometimes I don't know how to take it. Much as Issei doesn't know how to take it, I do not know how to take it either. So, but she is who she is. And they are who they are. Sun Wukong. We didn't get enough about Sun Wukong. He's a badass character, clearly. He's so freaking powerful. But Sun Wukong, nonetheless, we did not get a lot on him. So, I love the lore, but it was so short-lived. I'm moving back and forth. I know he should be a B, at least if he gets more screen time, but I just don't know if I can justify that. I really want to put him B, but I am going to put him a C. I just didn't think I could justify this man. I just didn't think I could. So, moving on to Reese's father. I like his character. But I don't know if they are who they are or not, because he's a cool-ass dude, and that's about all he is. I know nothing about this man. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I feel like I'd be doing him dirty if I put him in there. We're going with a B. Bias aside. We're going with the B. I know who he is, but he's not one of them. He's not but they are who they are. So, moving on to Michael. Michael's a cool character. Michael has cool moments with Issei, cool quotes. Whenever he gives Issei the dragon, and how he's talking about why he gave it to Issei and so on and so forth. And, of course, the ending of Season 2. I like this character a lot. I really do. I think Michael's cool, and he has some cool lore, too. So, I'm going to give Michael an A. I am. Moving on to Riser. Riser was a character that was actually done very well. He deserves an A. He's an antagonist. Yes, you don't like him as a person, but did he piss you off? Did he make you mad? Yes, he did. He played his role. And then Season 4 really showed him in a light I really liked. So Sona C-Tree. Sona, I'm going to give Sona a B. I don't have much to say about Sona because I don't necessarily know much about Sona. I think the rating game arc that we didn't get in the anime would have actually helped me with that, since I don't read light novel, but what are you going to do? So, moving on to Kunao. Kunao, I like Kunao from Season 4. I need to go rewatch Season 4 in order to get an even better perspective, on her character. But I'm going to give Kunao a C. I got to be real with you. She ain't the craziest, most in-depth character or anything like that. She's a character that's really just a good character because the plot can revolve around her really well. And that's what it did in Season 4. Reese's mom. She's pretty. She's pretty to look at. But at the end of the day, she's a C-grade character. There's not much to her. She's just kind of there. I know, like, this next season, we would probably see a lot more of her in Season 5. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to her potential and what she could help contribute to the story. So, next up is Irina. Irina. I like Irina. I mean, old friend Issei. But we haven't got her backstory at all yet. But Irina is on screen. She plays her part. She pulls her weight. Independent character. She's pretty strong. Or decently strong. We see her go through a lot of changes. We see her go through a catastrophic ending, just a category 5 tornado ending to her and Shinobi's relationship. And we did kind of get to see them get along a little bit better. We got to see some cool parts about them talking on the battlefield and explaining why they felt the way they do, which did help show. It didn't give them much. I mean, it's a little bit of subtext. Didn't give them much. But she had a little something to her character, so she's a little bit more than a C grade. She wasn't too flat. Moving on to Kunao's mom. So Kunao's mom, honestly, is a character I give a C grade. Once again, she's kind of flat character. Not too much to her, but it is what it is. So moving on to, here we go. So this is where things kind of get interesting. She's the Valkyrie. Man. I'm torn. I'm genuinely torn on where to put her because I like her character so much. Ross Visa. You're going Rotsva. She played a cool. I know it's like anime original part in season 3, but her character did play an excellent role. I mean, especially when she's talking to Issei, she really made Issei open up and stuff like that. I mean, whenever Issei went on the monologue on top of the roof, I believe that was not canon, but it was good. I enjoyed her character, and I still think it was supposed to be something that gave shine light on who her character really is, even though it was some anime original content per se. So I'm gonna give her an A. I like Ross Feisal. I like the role she's taken on in season 4 as well. I think she's funny. She's a comedic relief character, and she does it so subtly because it's not who her character is. Shit, it's this guy. Can we just do him last? I mean, this character's going where you should know. You should really know how this guy's going. But they are who they are. But he is who he is, man. He is who he is. He's a comedic relief. He's awesome. He's absolutely awesome. I couldn't remember though. I don't think Matsuno Monohama. I don't believe were they anime original? I don't know if they're anime original characters or not. But I know the two girls are. The two girls are. The pink haired and the brown haired one. And I'm not talking about the one I already have on the list. I'm talking about the other one that's kind of just in Issei's class. But he is a good character for what he is. He's not supposed to be much of a character, but he is a character, quote unquote. So he's good in what he does. He's really funny, but he is who he is, man. And they are who they are. So moving on. Where to put you, my man? He's a good villain. He's strong. His Longinus is actually extremely powerful as we see him. Who knows if Issei is even able to take him on right now? We saw that he did Issei put on a fight, but he was about to power up before Sun Wukong came, man. So I'm gonna give him a B. I want to see more. No one has really been as impactful as really an enemy to me besides Riser, as Riser has. I mean. So yeah, besides the other fallen angel, rogue fallen angel general dude or whatever, he was good, especially since he added so much like plot twist and elements. He's a really good villain. So moving on to, here we go, the White Dragon Emperor. You're a good character, man. I like your character a lot. I like how you helped out Issei in season 3, even though that was probably not canon as well. I really enjoyed that arc, man, with few villains got their time to shine, man, and I think it really did justice for their characters. I think it did a great job. I mean, the fight with Issei in season 2 to him helping save Rias and them being cool to kind of being bros now or whatever. I like that. Like they're rivals. They're like respectful rivals, and for a show, their relationship is cool as shit in general. Because there's such a cliche, like, oh my gosh, they're fated rivals, which they are, but those rivals never get along. They hate each other, and that's kind of where it is, and looked like where it was going in season 2. And then it just transformed into them being cool with each other. I mean, I liked it. I don't know if all that season 3 stuff was canon or not, because I believe the Loki fight was canon, but to an extent. But still, he's helped them out multiple times. I thought it was cool. He helped him save ASEAN that season 3, but I just don't know if that was canon. I don't think that small segment was canon at all. So, yeah, I'm gonna give him an S, man. I liked what I saw. Anime did him justice regardless, though. Let's just be honest. Anime did him a good job. So moving on to Orphis. Orphis is a character that's a mystery. She's a lore character. So I had to give her a B because I just, I should give her a C, honestly, to be what is there to her so far. I know who she is, and there's a little bit lower to her, but still. Next up, Akeno Himejima. So Akeno is actually a terrific character, and arguably, despite what may be being said in a video project about another girl in the story, she probably has the most depth in the cast for female characters, and some of the most depth for a female character in anime for me personally. I don't honestly, not necessarily personally. I think it's just proof in the pudding. She has a lot of things to overcome. Who she is, who people view her, accepting how some people may view her and how she views herself, and then saying it's okay. I mean, there's some value to her character and some steps to it. So, one, how she views herself. 2, why she feels the way she does due to what happened with her father not being there when her mother and her needed her. And then 3, her overcoming that and accepting that and explaining why, and even breaking down why she's, kind of accepting that. And the whole character chemistry with Issei was really, really, really cool. So good character, man. Great character. Just in general, not just in the series, but in general, she's a good character. Fried Selzen. This guy, Fried, you're always a nuisance all the way up until like season 3. I'm gonna give you an A, man. I'm gonna give Fried an A, even though I don't like the guy, of course. But he deserves an A. Leviathan has got to be a C. She's not much. But let's talk about a pawn. A pawn of the name of Issei Hyodo. We are, do I need to say anything? This guy is a great character in his genre and in general. I said general because I said genre, then I tried to say general. But in general. So, I mean, you look at his character. He has depth. You know what he wants to protect his friends and values. That's simplistic, sure. But he does have that, and he has layers to him. And the way he ricochets off of the characters and how he's built up and developed some of his girls, and even how Reese has developed him. I mean, think about all the indirect development and the way Reese has approached him in a mature manner, whether it be a mature romantic manner, or a mature manner to where, hey, this is your life now, you got to do it. And pushing him. It's cool, and you see that these characters are there for one another, and through their conversations, Rias and Issei have good ones at times, especially serious ones. I remember like the season 1 Riser, arc. They really propelled each other. They really elevated each other. Great characters. He's a good character. I like, and his comedic relief and comedy is part of writing a good character. That's what the purpose of your character is for. He is a terrific character, man. Absolutely terrific. So, moving on to the next thing. Let's see here. So, Azazel. Azazel is a character that is also another good character. I mean, it goes without saying. Azazel is a cool character when he helps Issei, teaches him how he needs to power up. He's a character that spreads information. He's a character that has interesting qualities because of the status, and our interesting kind of lore to him in a sense because of his status and him being in general. What's his ultimate goal? He has mystery. He comes off anti-hero-esque. You can tell he's a good dude, but you can also tell he is trying to discover something. There is some goal he does have in mind. So he's a mystery character. He's a character that helps develop characters. He's a character that spreads information. He's doing multiple things for the story in general. So I think he does belong in the S tier. He does a lot of things in order to elevate people around him, push the story, and give us the viewer information. He's a great character. Sanji's a cool dude, a character. Not a shit ton of stuff to him, but nonetheless, he's a cool character. We can't argue that. Moving on to the next thing. Let's see here. There's not a crap ton to him. Cool guy. I like him. He did some cool stuff in season 2, so we'll give him a B. Moving on to the next thing. Odin. Odin's a cool character, cool lore. So I'm going to give him a B as well. I really like Odin. He got on screen a little bit more these last few seasons. Konako's a really good character for a lot of similar reasons as Akino. Her and the Nekomata, the things her sister's done, accepting who she is as well, and getting, and more so than Akino, she really has to kind of accept that I am a Nekomata, and I know the devils don't like us, and of course, Akino they go along the route of showing us the past and what happened and how her dad wasn't there, and it shows that her sister is really kind of the cause of her pain too, and they both feel that like the trust is broken, like they were left to be there and with no care. So I'm putting her at an A though because they showed a way better visual presentation of that with Akino's father, and they really showed us what happened. That's where they just kind of told us what happened with Konako. So I think that is most definitely a reason enough. Yes, they both had the storytelling there from a dialogue concept, but they did not have both have equal visual concepts to that narrative, that their character arc. Konako's sister, Kuroka, cool villain. I like her anti-hero-esque kind of stuff as well, and of course we know who she is and what she's about. I think her character can only go up. I think she may be an S tier at some point in time. The girl who started it all I can't give her an S. She didn't have enough build up to who she was and why she's being the way she was. Besides being loyal to General Zazel, which it would have been weird. I almost feel as if it would have been better if she somehow lived, because just think about the Fallen Angels are now working with the Devils and Rias gang, and she knew Azazel. She's trying to do this for Azazel, even though she's doing it rogue. So just think about how cool it would have been if she would have been able to come out of the arc alive. Or a lot of controversy around that character in Issei could have been displayed on screen a lot, but her character is used well regardless. Zenobia is a character I think is great, absolutely terrific character, because you constantly see her, through subtext getting development, and I say that because she's someone who doesn't understand recreational activity and stuff. She lived a sheltered life, essentially, right? Basically within the church walls. But with her character, you always see her slowly. You see where she starts off and see how bland she is in the beginning, and then you see her starting to pick up on concepts of lifestyles, life in general, human, interactions. You see her literally growing constantly on the screen, dude, constantly. Whenever she kisses Issei on the cheeks, and she's like, "Would you prefer if I gave you a peck on the lips?" And it shows that her character's really, really seriously developing and picking up concepts as she progresses. So, and even season 2, she's like, "Oh, now I see. They don't like Issei because he's just strong. They like Issei because he's a good man." It shows that she's picking up on why your values and choices in life. I think she's a great character. She's fun. I've enjoyed watching her grow. Moving on to some of the next characters. Grafia is a cool character. She helped Issei. So I think there's been a little bit more oomph with her character due to her talking to Rias's brother and being with him and seeing some of those moments. So I'm gonna give her a B. Dude, she has to be so strong. She has to be just ungodly powerful. I wish I could see her power and abilities. Sona's right hand VP, Tsubaki. I don't know much about her character. Can't say much about her character, so I think we have to give her a C. She's pretty flat, let's be honest. Gasper is a character that we have not dove into yet. There's not much to his character. So with Gasper, we're going to give him a C as well. We've been going on for about 23, 22 minutes now, I think, right around there. So it's going to be so hard to edit to match up where my audio should start. Well, you know what? Actually, I think I know what I'm going to do. I think I know what I'm going to do for that. Moving on to this. I don't really like Azia's character. I think she comes off as a nuisance. I think she interrupts just for the sake of interrupting certain moments. I think she's a character that really can be annoying. She's a character that can be too dependent. She's a character that, just doesn't really do much. What has she done for the story? What has she done? How has she excelled it from where the anime is? We're not talking about light novels, guys. This is anime based. But yeah. So Rias Grimmery, I did a project on you recently, and it's the one that goes into great dialogue, so I won't say too much. But her character is so useful to the plot. She's the boss. She's a very independent female character, which is something that we don't typically get a lot of. We get the damsel in distress because that's a writing cliche. As to where, yeah, she's had damsel in distress moments, but is what she's excelled. She tries. She's puts forth the effort to be a great character, and we see a lot of the qualities why that should excel, because she's a unique lead female protag. She's a very, very independent female character, which we typically don't get a lot of, because that's just how, since the beginning of time, things have been written for whatever reason. So, great character. I don't want to say too much. I'm saying vague and talking weird about it because I have a scripting project that's coming out with her soon. So yeah, that, guys, though, is the tier list based on writing. So with that being said, guys, this is my tier list. This is who I think the best characters in this show are, based on writing. And list yours. Make your own. Send them to me on Discord. Send them to me on Twitter at Hex25. And yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of my tier list. Be sure to leave a like, share, comment, subscribe so other people can also, maybe catch one of this video and we can start a tier maker list for DxD and get it trending. So, as always, guys, you guys have been Hexed. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace. Thank you so much for watching.